Hello, my name is Taylor Thompson, and today is September 16th of 2024. I would have used paper, but I don't have any paper, so I'm using a whiteboard. So today I will be talking about the role of the pancreas and liver in regulating digestion. So we'll start with pancreas. You'll notice here how close the pancreas is in relation to the small intestine, and this comes up later. But first, the pancreas contains both endocrine and exocrine secretory cells, and today we'll be focusing on the exocrine secretory cells, and those include our digestive enzymes and sodium bicarbonate. So our digestive enzymes include chymotrypsin, carboxypeptidase, colipase, and phospholipase. They enter via the pancreatic duct into the small intestine, and then their role is to break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now, upon entering the small intestines, specifically the duodenum, they are inactive and they are known as zymogens, and so they need to be activated. While also entering the small intestine is trypsogen, which is shown here, and it brushes along this brush border in the small intestine, is activated, and then activates the zymogens to make our activated enzyme to break down the carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Next, the other digestive enzyme is sodium bicarbonate, and this enters via transport across the apical and basolateral membrane of the pancreatic duct cell or duodenal cell, and its job is to neutralize acids that enter from the stomach. This is, as I brought up earlier, the pancreas is very close to the small intestine. They're butting up right against each other. And so it makes this transport across the membrane, as shown down here in the right-hand corner, easier to diffuse across the membrane. So there's diffusion and active transport going on here. What stimulates the release of these is distension of the small intestine, presence of food in the small intestine, neural signals, and GI hormones, specifically secretin and CCK. Next, we have the liver. The liver has bile that is a non-enzymatic solution that's secreted by the liver and then stored in the gallbladder. From there, it enters the small intestine via the common bile duct. And the bile is made up of bile salts, bile pigments, and cholesterol. And its role is to break down fats via emulsification and micelles. Digestive fats are typically transported across the apical basolateral membrane via diffusion, and then they're reabsorbed to the capillary and lymph system. And so this image here to the right shows our fat digestion and absorption. So we have these large fat droplets, our bile salts attached to them, kind of separating the hydrophilic and hydrophobic sides. And then they go through emulsification into micelles, and the bile salts are actually recycled again. They're taken up later on in the small intestine. And then they diffuse across the border and are repackaged by the Golgi to be sent into the capillary system and the lymph system. Finally, our pancreas and liver work together, and so I have two images here, one that's a flow chart starting with the stomach and showing how the pancreas regulates food going into the small intestine. And then I have an image here shown on the right, a bigger picture of our two GI hormones, which is secretin and CCK. As food enters the stomach, as we've learned, gastrin is released, and so this increases our stomach motility and to move the food through the stomach. So not a lot of digestion is going on in our stomach. Our stomach acts more for storage than anything else. So then it moves down here into our small intestine, specifically the duodenum. And here, secretin is released, and that's one of our GI hormones, as previously mentioned. And it decreases or it stimulates a decrease of bile from the liver and simultaneously increasing bicarbonate secretion. And then it also inhibits stomach motility. So all of this is to reduce or increase the pH that's in the small intestine, because it's coming in from the stomach and it is very acidic. And so this all works to slow down the digestion process while also increasing our pH level. And then next, as we go further down the small intestine, we release our other GI hormone, which is CCK. And this is more so for our fat digestion. And so this is when we increase our bile secretion in the liver, and then while simultaneously increasing our enzyme flow. And this enzyme flow, as previously mentioned, includes chymotrypsin, carboxypeptidase, colipase, and phospholipase. And that's how our pancreas and liver regulates digestion. And for a worksheet, these are my sources. It's just a Silverthorne book. I have a word search, and within this word search, there are questions. So the abbreviation for cholecytokinin, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Then you have to find it within this word search. There are some of them where for digestive enzymes of the pancreas. So in that, there are 4 answers that they would have to find within this word search. And that is the role of the pancreas and liver in regulating digestion. Thank you so much.